What up, guys? It's your boy Sply coming at you with another one of my segments, but this one's gonna be a reaction video, which I'm gonna start calling these the Spike Shock. Basically, it's gonna be my reaction videos to articles, news that are very nerdy, anime, and that's gonna be potentially towards you guys. So this one's gonna be geared towards the new, revamped cartoon called Rise of the Ninja Turtles, which is Nickelodeon's, like I said earlier, reboot to the series from their current series that is on Nickelodeon right now. I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions and where they are going absolutely wrong with this, actually. So, with that being said, captions, cue my music, please. Alright guys, you know them, our favorite Turtles in a Half Shell, Cowabunga butt-kicking Ninja Turtles from New York City, the Big Apple. We love them, we've known them, we followed them since 1984 when they were in their black and white days to our 1987 cartoon Goofy days to the slightly serious 90s movie. Successful, mind you, the Fox Kids live action show with Venus de Milo, which disappeared. No one knows where she's at. She's probably in Fiji sipping on a martini or so. Moving on to the early cartoon version and the recently Nickelodeon animated version, which is a little more 3D CGI, all that stuff. Anyway, so Nickelodeon has just announced a revamped series of the Ninja Turtles called The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, when I first saw this, I thought to myself, what the holy hell? Who drew this? The blasphemy, the audacity of this is still mind-boggling, actually. I had to calm down before I actually made this segment. But this had to be made because it erupted the fiber of my core, the sheer nerddom. So, I'm going to read off to you the article verbatim of what it's about, basically. So, as revealed in the new character art, the reboot of the Turtles, each sport a very distinctive look when Eastman and Lard's original characters made their character debut back in 1984. The brothers had their identical design except for their weapon of choice. So, as you can see, the Ninja Turtles each have a different type of weapon, actually. I'm like, wait, what? They have a different type of weapon now? And as I'm going through this, as you can see the images, I'm going to go through this verbatim. We're going to start off with Raphael. He definitely looks like this bulging miniature Hulk-sized character. And the reason being is now that the turtles have been redesigned to look like different types of turtles. Yes, they are based off on a distinctive species and that looks very signature looking, basically. So Raphael, back to the subject. Raphael is basically a snapping turtle who has traded his size for a pair of tonfas. So I'm like, wait, what? Why is this guy a snapping turtle and why is he traded his size for the tonfas? His size was his signature. Why are you robbing this boy, whatever, well, they're teenagers, so I guess boy. Why are you robbing this guy of his size? That's what made Raphael a complete badass. That's what's very upsetting.
I lost the side.
Then it is gone.
But I can get it back. I can get it back.
Raphael, let it go. Hey.
Next we have Leonardo. Now, when I saw Leonardo, I thought, what happened? What's going on? What's with these marks, these tattoos marks on his face? I thought was kind of cool, but at first I'm just like, Leo looks Leo looks like he needs a hamburger. He is way too slim. He is way too skinny, man. Someone really feed him. Where's his other sword? So according to this article, Leo, who has often been depicted as the eldest brother and leader, is a red-eared slider, now the self-described coolest brother. Leonardo is armed with a single Odachi sword instead of his dual katanas. So I'm like, wait, what? Single sword? The dual katanas made him set badass. And, sorry, this is late, but apparently Raphael's the leader now. So yeah, I'm like, what? Okay, that is not cool. But back to Leonardo, yeah. So yes, he was the coolest. He was kind of the coolest, even though there are people who favored Raph over Leo because they believed Raphael could beat Leonardo and the rest of Turtles any day in any fight, which is true. Watch a few videos online. You can see the science and how he can do it.
Are unique among your brothers.
So Leo just traded they traded Leo's dueling swords that made him a complete badass to a single blade, which I'm like, that's disappointing. Moving on. All right, Donatello. This guy looks way too serious. He also looks like he needs a burger as well. But I'm going to read off what it looks like. Still the tech genius of the bunch is Donatello, who will be voiced by Josh Brenner. The new Donatello is a soft-shell turtle that carries a tech bow staff skilled in both martial arts and computer science. So, yes, of course, Donnie, even though he has brains, he's not useless in a fight. However, he looks too serious. Donatello was never a super serious character. He was the brains. I believe he was also the soul that kept the turtles like almost ahead of each battle. So he definitely just looks way too serious. That's basically my problem as well. He's too serious. He looks like a slim dude as well. Come on now. Why does everyone else look like they're slim and they need to actually go to Burger King or at a Chinese buffet and just cram down and then go hit the gym and Bruce Lee the hell out of some workout? Next. Michelangelo. What the holy hell is that? Is that a freaking yo-yo? Okay, no, it's a Kurosari Fudo. For those of you who don't study weapons like I do, it's basically a combat chain with a huge ball weight on it, basically. If you go watch Kill Bill when Beatrice was fighting Gogo, that's basically Gogo's ideal weapon. So, moving on. The youngest brother, Michelangelo, now is a box turtle who will face foes with Kurosari Fundo. Right, see that right there. Combat chain with a weight end. Rather than his familiar nunchucks, why get rid of his nunchucks? That's what made him also awesome. I mean, from the 90s films, you could tell this was made this dude really awesome, basically. Like, his chucks were his thing. He was proud to own those chucks. He rocked those chucks. He was really awesome. So,
Oh, a fellow chucker, eh?
moving on, Donatello. So all the turtles, personally, Raph just looks like a miniature Hulk. Leo, Donnie, and Mikey look like like I said, go to a Chinese buffet, cram down all that food, hit the gym, and Bruce Lee the hell out of those workouts. Moving on, April O'Neil and Master Splinter. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to start with Master Splinter. He looks like a freaking gremlin, and also he looks like Grandpa from The American Dragon. For those of you who don't know that, watch the Japanese show like from way back then. So that's what Master Splinter looks like. Doesn't look like a rat. He looks like a freaking pig gremlin something. I don't know, but he doesn't look like Master Splinter. And from what I'm looking at this art style, he probably is shorter than freaking Yoda, or probably as tall as Yoda. Mind you, they never really had distinctive hype for him too much, but I always thought that the new version of Master Splinter from the recent Nickelodeon show, he was really tall, really intimidating, and it was basically based off the recent comic books of the Ninja Turtles, and that made Splinter look a little more like the actual Master, basically. Like, this Splinter, I can't even take him seriously. What the hell is that? I mean, Jesus, I want to actually destroy it, man. Okay. Next. April O'Neil. Now, I think this actually suits her, basically. She went from this beautiful, bright red head, and they just switched it to this really cool, beautiful, young black female. Mind you, at first I was wondering, now why did they switch this? So I went back to digging in the archives and searching the net. Apparently, from this image I'm going to show you right here, April O'Neil looks like a light-skinned black woman with kinky hair. So, and if you look at the black and white comic books, as you see right here, she's still, from first glance, you would think, yes, it's a black woman. And that's because the creators didn't really have a distinctive origin of her ethnicity, other than that she has a last name, a Scottish last name, O'Neil. So, I mean, there could have been some people that thought she was white, that thought she was black. But back then, the 80s, I bet half of the people back then thought she was a light-skinned black woman with very kinky hair, basically. However, later on, they actually gave the comic books colors, and they changed her hairstyle, and she's actually this redhead with a yellow jumpsuit on, basically. So that one was actually made for the 1987 cartoon show, but